Thank you. It's preaching time. Anybody interested? Joshua chapter 6. Joshua chapter 6. Verse number 20. I'll see if I can find a few people in the room today. Joshua chapter 6, verse 20. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. So the people shouted when the priests blew with the trumpets, and it came to pass when the people heard the sound, the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat, so that the people went up into the city, every man straight before him, and they took the city. I want to talk from the subject today, why won't it work for me? You may be seated. I heard your cry, and I've come with your answer. I want mine. I want mine. I want my harvest. I want my advancement. I want whatever the Lord is releasing in this hour. I love you. I'm grateful for your testimonies, but I'm a little full of being in the place where it seems like everybody is getting their stuff but me. I shouted for yours. I shouted when you came again and said he did it again. I sincerely praised God with you. But my slight attitude is not personally against you. I'm just trying to figure out why God likes you and seemingly don't like me. I'm trying to understand what you're doing that I'm not doing, because I'm here a little more faithfully than you are. I'm on more ministries than you are. I've been here longer than you've been here, and I'm trying to understand why God has seemingly gone on a hiatus from me, but seems to be giving you everything the pulpit releases. I love you, and I love God, but I'm about sick of all of this. I want to know where my stuff is. Because maybe the issue is I don't fit in here anymore. Maybe God is not moving for me because I don't belong here anymore. Maybe I should be praying about the next church that I should join, because New Life don't seem to work for me like it works for y'all. So maybe I need to pray and seek God about direction for my life. Maybe they were right. Maybe there's an expiration date on favor. Maybe they were right. Maybe after 10 years, 20 years, it just runs out. And you become a part of the forgotten many. And we go after the new people and get them blessed while you struggle. Where's my stuff? That's all I really want to know. All of that other is contemplation of the mind suggested by the enemy to get me to detour from my destiny. And though it makes sense to my flesh, I know it's really not my ordained direction, but it's worth thinking about. That's why I'm confused. Because I think about foolishness. I process it. I give it time to root in my subconscious. And once it takes root, or as the old folk would say, once it takes root in my subconscious, it becomes a constant suggestion as an answer to any issue. So now every issue keeps getting the same subconsciously rooted suggestion, and I begin to believe it as God. You can need God to speak so badly that anything that open their mouth will be God to you. So where is my stuff? So here, Joshua is leading the children of Israel to the promised land. They get to Kadesh Barnea, the outskirts of the promised land, and the first city to conquer, which would bring them into the promise, is called Jericho. Jericho is the first city. When they conquer this, they are legitimately in the promised land. No. The transition is critical because I shift from going to being. I can't jump ahead of myself too far, but the transition is critical because I can't go into Jericho acting like I'm still marching around a tree. I have to behave differently in Jericho than I did in the wilderness, even though the wilderness was just 6 days ago. Hey, neighbor, I'm fresh out of my wilderness, and that's all I remember. I have no recollection of promise because I've never been there. I have no understanding of how to function. So all I know how to do where I am is what I've done. Which means I have to be open to new instruction. I'm going to get there in a second. I got to be willing in promise to unlearn how I functioned in wilderness. You're not here yet? Because I cannot do the same I did in wilderness in promise. Because God is not walking me through promise like he walked me through wilderness. He's trusting me in promise. Promise becomes my responsibility. So I have to unlearn some laws that I set up in my own heart. I have to reject some ways that were critical for the wilderness, but detrimental for the promise. And many of us are struggling unlearning. We're struggling because we have been brought prophetically. We'll preach in just a minute and then I'm going home. We have been brought prophetically to a place we've never been in before. And we're hearing from people who have never been where we are on how to be. They don't know how you should carry yourself in this place because they ain't never made that much money in their life. And you gonna sit at a table and listen to them? You're giving me emotional instruction because you don't want me to really go too far from you. Oh, I'm gonna work. So you try to keep me baited so that I keep coming to your level restaurant. Because if I say I want Capitol Grill today, you know you can't come. And rather than celebrate the fact that I can go now, you dog me for being arrogant, sedity, and bougie. And I call you friend. You're literally mad at me because I'm advancing. I like the haircut. You're mad at me because I'm growing. But maybe you're not mad at me because I'm growing. You're mad at me because my growth highlights that you're not. So when I went to the gas station and I stayed 7 more minutes because I filled up, you got mad because I wasn't putting $7 in the tank. Oh, so we fill up now, huh? So you talk real good in here, but around them, you'll literally stop the tank to make them feel comfortable in your day of blessing. If being cool means we all got to stay on the same level, we ain't cool. Let's go, Bishop Williams. They come to the first city in the promised land. It was fortified. It was locked tight. The wall was major. This was not wall like a building wall. This was more like the Great Wall of China. They had houses on the walls. You preach with me. Give her a mic. They had houses and they drove chariots on the wall. So this ain't no 2 feet by 8 feet wall. This is a monstrosity that circles the city. It is protection. They get to the wall and Joshua says, hey, I want y'all to march around the wall for 6 days silent. Look at your neighbor and say, silence. I want you to walk around this wall. We're going to march around every day for 6 days in silence. Don't open your mouth. Not only do I want your mouth shut, I don't want dogs barking. I don't want cats meowing. I want it silent. You cannot not show up because you can't control what you possess. Or some of us would have said, well, I just can't go there because no. You need to be here. This is where you're supposed to be and control what you possess. It says we're going to march. Day 1, they march around the wall in silence. Day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Day 7, he says, today we're going to march around 6 times in silence. Now, this ain't no small wall. This ain't us marching around the church 6 times. Jericho is a city. So these people either had to be fit or anointed. Now, let me help you with something. The anointing becomes fitness to the unfit. Because you can do things under the anointing that you can't do in your own strength. So 6 times, he says, on the 7th time, I'm going to blow this trumpet. When you hear the sound of the trumpet, shout. All right? So they march around the day 6 times. They got to be exhausted. Their feet got to be hurting. But they just came through the whole wilderness and never outgrew their shoes. Tell your neighbor, I've been walking in miracles all my life. Ask your neighbor, do you know where I should be? No. Do you know some of the stuff I've gotten away with? I probably legitimately should be in jail, hell, sleeping in my grave, but he made old death behave. My friends got killed and I came out. My buddies got shot and I came out. They went to prison and I went home. So miracles are not new for me. Tell your neighbor, miracles are not new for me. They shout. I'm moving. They shout. They shout. And oh, do they shout. They hear the trumpet and they shout. Here, I want to give you this for free. The signal is the priest. They had to learn to respond according to the priest. So if the priest blew the trumpet, they had to shout. And so they shouted, wall fell flat. Flat. How does a wide wall fall flat? It's not a wall that's tall and thin. It's tall and wide. So in order for wide to fall flat, it has to fall like the towers did. Down. Here's the prophetic word. You ready? God's getting ready to make some things that have been above you level. God's getting ready to level some things in your life. You've been looking up to some problems for too long. You've been looking up to some issues for too long. God said, I'm getting ready to bring it flat. They shouted, wall fell flat. Here's my problem. I've been shouting. I've been shouting, and nothing has happened. I've shouted, I've screamed, I've hollered, I've cussed, went off. I've done it all. Trying to make something happen like it happened. I'm almost there. But the problem persists. In fact, the reason this was my last Sunday is because it's getting worse. And so faith just don't work for me. It works for you people. That's wonderful. I celebrate you. I'm happy for you. But I will not be doing the faith thing anymore. I'll be doing the brunch thing. Because I've believed God, and God has not done for me what he's done for y'all. And I've done everything y'all have done. And he won't do it for me. So I love y'all. I love New Life. And I love that church. And maybe if God turned toward me and decided to love me, I'll come back. But for now, I'm done. So I'll look at y'all online. Like, look at them go. They in the 14th minute of this dance. Look at, they online now. Look at them go. Boy, them folk know they can go. Who is that on the organ? That's who is that? We know who that is on the keys because his hair moving. We know exactly who that is. But I'm done. Because y'all have the secret. And you won't tell it. I've done it all. I changed my clothes to look like you. I cut my hair. Changed my nails. I lowered my dresses. I put on a girdle. I put on stockings to be in the pulpit. I did all that y'all require. I even took your hugs. And I started hugging you back. But I can't seem to have a testimony. And I'm struggling with it. Maybe I'm in. Why won't it work for me? Point number one. Success is not in the place of miracle, but in the presence of the Almighty. We can go to Jericho and shout. We can go to the Red Sea and step in. And it won't move. We can go to the bush that Moses heard God's voice out of, and it won't speak. We can go to 2550, 5349. We go to 5349 and try to find a piece of wood from the altar. And it ain't going to work. Because God is not in location. He moved from Jericho. He's not there waiting on you to shout. He's with you in your dire situation. He's with you in your chaotic place. He's with you in your stressed out, bound to mess up, clueless of what to do place. Have you paid him any attention? I know you know everything else that surrounds you, but have you noticed that he's right there? He's not waiting on you to get to where he is. He now shows up to where you are. So in any state of existence, God is near. He's given us a name, and that name is Jehovah Shammah. Can't you hear him talking to you? Speaking. He's not going to out-talk your mind. Be still, my soul. He's not going to out-talk your surroundings. But he's speaking. And he's wondering, you have me in you. Why can't you hear me? Because we magnify everything but him. Stay with me. They're going to be seated real quick. We magnify everybody but him. God gets church. Life gets the rest of our time. So I don't expect God to speak to me on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Oh, but if I can just get to church. And you're coming for the most remedial purposes, and God is limited to remedial movement. God said, I don't want to get here Sunday and get reintroduced to you. I want to know you. He says, I'm not there. I'm not at Jericho. I'm with you. What kind of shift would you have to make in your mind to accept the fact that he's with me? Whether I feel him or not. Whether I feel a hikandala bahosha or whether I feel profanity in the same language. He's with me when I'm angry. He's with me when I'm hurt. He's with me when I'm disappointed. He's with me when I misunderstand. He's with me when I understand clearly. He is with me. He's with me in sin. Because he said, I'll never leave you. So he's having to tolerate and endure our sin because his word won't let him leave us. He says, I'm with you. Our success is in him. The present one, Jehovah Shammah. It is now in the present of his presence. I need you to get that God is not waiting on you. God is with you. And in his presence is still the fullness of joy. And at his right hand are still pleasures forevermore. And he's right there. He's in it. He's waiting to be acknowledged. He said, so acknowledge me in all your ways. I will direct your path. That's good news. He didn't say he would tell you which way to go. He said he'd prepare a path for you. And he'll make sure your path gets you to an expected end. I'm preaching and y'all ain't saying nothing here today. He says, I'm going to ensure, and all you have to do is stay on the path. I'm not going to tell you nothing because you're on the path. I don't have to say to you, you're doing good. You're going right because you're on the path. I only have to deal with you when you're straying. Why do you need so much affirmation in obedience? Why do you need so much celebration in righteousness? Who have you been comparing yourself to and aligning yourself with that need that much affirmation and celebration? I have matured you beyond that. We've been rocking this for a long time. Why do I need to all of a sudden come to you every day? Doing a good job, young man. Thank you so much. Like, wait a minute. I'm 40-something years old. Have we so consorted with the immature under the guise of ministering to them that we have become immature? Have we developed an appetite for Similac? Gerber? Do we want oatmeal and milk in a bottle? No, but that's what we begin to develop the desire for when we spend too much time fellowshipping with who we should be encouraging. Let me make you mad right quick and I'll finish this. Tell your neighbor, everybody can't have your fellowship. Everybody in your church can't have your fellowship. Everybody in your family can't have your fellowship. If you want my fellowship, you got to at least be on the level I'm on or beyond. Otherwise, we're not fellows. You can be saved 20 years and be immature. You can be saved 3 years and be mature. So it's not about longevity, it's about lesson grasping. How fast can you grasp a lesson? How quickly can you turn a problem into a promise? We can go to the Garden of Eden, but he's not there. We can go to Moses' burning bush, he's not there. We can go to Jacob's, where he wrestled with Jacob, he's not there. We can go to the tomb, he's not there either. He's with us in trouble, in distress, in peril, in tiredness, in exhaustion, in frustration. We can go to where he was to find him, and we will not stop searching for what's with you. You're looking all over the world for what's standing right beside you, but you don't want to bother what's beside you. Number two, the secret is not in the shout. The secret is in the strategy. The strategy is the plan to get you through. The strategy is the instruction. Here it is. Ready? What is God telling you to do? Sometimes it's easier to do what he's telling other people to do. And because their assignment is easier, we try to take their test and get their reward, only to be frustrated because they do the easy thing. Come here, Cain and Abel. They do the easy thing, get the reward, and we're mad because more was required of us. When is more required of you? When you have more able to give. God says, yes, I put more on some people than I do others because I got more grace on some people than I do others. I got more anointing on some people than I do others. So your requirements are equal to your endowment. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop living looking sideways. It says, I'm trying to get you to understand that the instruction brings the blessing. Come here, Naaman, captain of the Syrian army, adorned in the beauty and array of his office, escorted by those subjects, on the best horse, in the best attire, in the best iron, in the best of everything. But he has under all of that leprosy. He has all of that splendor, all of that glory, but up under the glory, he's leprous. And if you would open your eyes, You see that some of these people floating around the nation in the name of God have all this glory, have all this splendor, have all of these people, but upon all of that, they're lepers. And you're wanting to be like a leper. He comes because he hears that there's a man that can help him. So he sends the servant to the prophet's house. The prophet sends the servant to him. You ain't got to humble yourself to everything. They didn't hear that at all. He said, tell him I said, go to the Jordan River. Dip 7 times. The first problem was Naaman couldn't hear from God. So he had to hear from God's mouthpiece. There's some people coming your way because they can't hear from God. And if God spoke to them, they wouldn't know his voice. So they have to now begin to seek out who's known for speaking on behalf of God. Your reputation of accurate prophetic is getting ready to catch up with you. Instead of you seeking out somebody to prophesy to you, instead of you seeking out somebody to prophesy to, they're going to seek you out. Hey, I hear you pretty accurate. I need a word concerning this matter. He sends the servant out and says, go tell him to dip 7 times in the Jordan. Dip 7 times in the Jordan. You got cancer, so you want to go to the Jordan. You're going to buy a $1,000, $1,500 plane ticket. You're going to go on a tour with all of these people that you don't know to get to the Jordan River so you can dip 7 times like Naaman and be healed and come back to Atlanta and still have cancer. Because God never told you to go dip in no Jordan 7 times. That's what God told Naaman. He dips 7 times. Dips the first time, nothing happens. Dips the second time, third time, fourth time. He's like, you know what? He's making a fool out of me. Look, I'm still the same. This ain't working. He was about to quit. His own servant says, you've done it. You've come this far. You've done it this many times. May as well fulfill the instruction. I know you don't see nothing yet, but maybe the miracle is not in initial obedience, but fulfilled obedience. The blood of Jesus could not save until it was fulfilled obedience. Otherwise, we'd have been saved in Gethsemane. Wasn't no need for no cross. You got to do it the whole way. You got to see the thing all the way through. Otherwise, you've cheated yourself. God says, tell him, the prophet says, son, go tell him, you ain't even come speak to me. You know who I am? You didn't acknowledge me. You didn't reverence me. You're going to send your adjutant to come give me prophetic instructions? I don't even know that he a prophet. How do I trust his words? Because he came from my house. He dips the 7th time. When he comes up, his skin is clear. Obedience fulfilled is your secret. Do fully what he said. You will stop doing what he said in the middle of how many times, or the thoroughness of doing it when you never believed it from the beginning. Your miracle can't come from anybody else's obedience. Only yours. God will challenge you in the senseless, unnecessary, repetitive, humiliating, and demeaning instructions. God will tell you to do stuff that you're like, what does that have to do? What did the Jordan River and water have to do with leprosy? What you don't want leprosy to get is wet. And you telling me to go dip. How I look. But you know what he had to do, and this was God was working on. He had to take off all of his royal array. And he had to get down to the root system of his existence. And then get in the water and then dip. Your miracle has nothing to do with the instruction. Your miracle has all to do with your obedience. It's not happening for you because you're obeying somebody else's instruction. God told them to run. God told you to come kneel. But you don't want your butt being seen to everybody, so you'd rather run. You got some pride issues, so you'd rather do what's convenient. And God says miracles don't come to convenience. They come to obedience. Can't get no church in here. It says you won't obey. Because you're comparing what I told you to what I told somebody else. And then you come back to me and say, well, why you couldn't tell me what you told them? David's secret is not in the shout, but in the strategy. Thirdly, and I'm done, teaching you how to get yours. Salvation is not in purposeless instruction, but in a challenge to your stronghold. Naaman's challenge to dip 7 times in Jordan was to counteract and deliver him from what he was that would not coexist with what he wanted. He said, you can't have pride and wholeness. So the whole purpose of your Jordan experience had nothing to do with the healing of your leprosy, but in the deliverance from pride. And that ain't even what you came to me for. But if I don't deliver you from your issue, from your stronghold, you'll never be able to possess what my promise is. So you may have to break your pride to heal your person. You may have to empty your social circle to give you a fresh start. He may have to unlearn you from lessons from previous experiences to take you to the next level. What's holding me back? No, let's get for real. I'm ready to be honest. I'm ready to confess and admit what is really holding me back. I've had dreams that should have been realized by now. I've had prophetic words that should have come to pass by now. I've had visions in the day that should have happened to me by now. But I don't understand why I'm still believing you for what you said 20 years ago. Where am I falling short? God, now I see what you're really working on, because the condition of my body is a temporary issue, but the condition of my soul is an eternal situation, and you'd rather have me healed at the level of my soul than to have me walking around here in glory with leprosy. Lean on your neighbor. I got to get out of here and say, neighbor, I want to be delivered from the inside. I don't want to look good and be good for nothing. I don't want to be tingling cymbals and sounding brass, but I want my life to be pleasing in the eyes of God. Is there anybody in the room today that said, Lord, I give you permission to work on the hard stuff? Don't work just on the visible stuff, because I'm tired of fooling everybody and fooling myself. But Lord, turn on the searchlight, turn it on from heaven, and search me, Lord, through and through. And if you find anything in me that's not like you, give me the instruction. Regardless of how silly it is, I'll obey. If you find something in me that does not please you, give me the instruction. Even though it's beneath me, I will obey, because I want to be right, I want to be saved, and I want to be whole. Is there anybody in the room today that said, I want to be right, I want to be saved, and I want to be whole? I want God to be pleased with me. It does not matter who else don't like me. If God is pleased with me, it's all right with me. It does not matter who can't handle my flavor. As long as God is pleased with me, it don't matter who can't take the way I do what I do. As long as God is pleased with me. Is there anybody that said, I'm done trying to impress people who ain't going nowhere anyway? I'm done trying to impress people who want to lock me down to the way I've been. I'm done trying to impress people. I want to please God. I want to please God. Could the the organ up a little bit. I want to please God. I want God to whisper in my ear before I get to heaven, well done. I want to hear him. I want to be pleasing in his sight. And if I can give him glory down here on earth, if I can bless his name down here on earth, then when I get to heaven, I won't worry about getting in. I'll worry about my reward. Shout yeah! I made up my mind. I'm not hanging around. Who's holding me back no more? Tired. Grab my jacket now. Grab it from the back. Every time I try to make advancement, I feel somebody's emotions holding me back. Every time I try to make a step, I feel somebody's attitude holding me back. You know what? You can have what you're holding on to. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta. Oh, I gotta go, because there's another level waiting on me. There's another glory waiting on me. There's another anointing waiting on me. There's more power waiting on me. And here's the word for today. Here's the word for today. He's for me. It's not against me. He's not my enemy. And truth be told, you are not either. You just don't know how to act. He's for me. I want God, show me. I was on my way to Chicago. I was looking at TikTok. Because Delta free Wi-Fi. Looking at TikTok, and at this moment, TikTok is flooded with church growth strategist suggestions. So I'm listening. A gentleman comes on, says, if your church is stuck at the 250 level, you're trying to figure out how to get it past it, I got 4 suggestions for you. I intend to speak. All right? 4 suggestions. Number 1, stop doing new stuff. Give them what they want. Be predictable. People like predictable church. They like come in and know what's going to happen next. Number 2, be more encouraging than you are developing. People don't want to be told what to do. So pastors, stop being so hard on people. Stop correcting people. Don't rebuke nobody. Just create a culture of They'll pack your church out. He gave 2 more. I didn't. And I said, well, Lord, I know they say about me that I'm old school. And some of them have developed opinions in ignorance because they're not connected enough to know my spirit. They only know what they hear from people who got a lot to say about what they don't know either. So I wrestled with that Thursday and Friday. Saturday, last night, I was up at 2:30 to get the flight, get back here by 8:30. And on the flight back, as I went to sleep, I wrestled. God, how do I grow your church? He said, I never told you to. He said, I told you to build the people. Watch this, and I don't mean to mess with nobody. He said, you can go to the mega church, get all their strategies, come and institute it here, and it won't work because that ain't what I told you to do. They can teach you principles. They can. I'm not saying they can't tell you nothing. They can show you some things. I'm taking my leaders to a conference somewhere this year. Our intercessors are going to a prayer conference somewhere this year. We're going to go out and see what they're talking about. But we're not going hungry for instruction. We're going to participate and engage to see if there can be growth. So arrogant because you don't know your God. So I came in here today. I got here about 9:30. And I laid across the first step. And I said, Lord, if this never gets bigger than 250, I'm fine. I just want you. As long as you're here. That's really what I want. Your presence, your spirit, your word will grow us. But I'm not trying to have a 5,000 member. That's not the goal. I told God this morning, laying in that floor, the goal is a healthy church, a holy church, sanctified church, a worshiping church, a giving church, a loving church, not just a big church. And I reconciled on that step. I got up and I stood here in my jogging suit. And I said, thank you, Lord, for what you put in my hand. I share that with you so you can tell God, thank you for what you put in my hands. Thank you for my 2 little nappy head kids, for my big head husband. Thank you for my nobody, because ain't nobody getting on my nerve. I ain't got to tell nobody nothing. I go when I please and come when I please. I thank you for my divorce. I thank you for who may or may not be next. I thank you for there's a little bit of money in my pocket, because I eat every day. Thank you for this automobile that I drive. It ain't the dream, but it get me from A to B pretty good. And I don't mind driving it. Thank you. Because I remember when I was putting along and your miracle brought me from put to ride. I got so much. Don't do that. I don't even know why I complain. The good always, I'm done, outweighs the bad. So thank you for what's in my hands. If you trust me with more, thank you. If this is it, thank you. Because I got a robe. I got some slippers. I got a crown on the other side. Paul sums it up like this. I've learned in whatsoever state therewith to be content. Does not mean I have no desire for greater. It means I'm not going to lose my mind where I am. I'm going to be all right. Because I still look pretty good where I am. I feel pretty good where I am. Everybody want better, but I made it to good. I'm ready for breakthrough. I'm ready for my miracle. And my secret is not in what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. But God is delivering me from a stronghold while He's promoting me to promise. And if I would just do what He says, even though it wars against everything in me, you just be like, Lord, I'm not doing that. He said, then you can't have that. Lord, I'm not about to get up here and make a fool out of myself. Then I'm not going to make a fool out of myself and bless you. He said, follow your instructions. He told me to run one time. I said, not in this suit, Lord. Because these pants are flat fronts, which means there's no room. I got to walk intentionally in these pants. He said, and why you wear them to my house? He did. He checked me good. He said, don't ever come to my house in something you can't praise me in. What you come for? I said, geez, yes, Lord. I wasn't preaching. I was trying to be cute. He said, cute people don't get miracles. Fulfill your obedience. Whatever He's telling you to do, I stand like Mary today. Whatever He tells you to do, do it. And I'm stepping out the way. Whatever He says do, whatever He says don't do it. It's simple until it connects with a stronghold. And God is delivering us while He's elevating us. Everyone standing, I'm done. He's delivering us. Want to pray for you, Mass, because I don't want to put nothing on you. One of us saying, Bishop, pray for me, and I got sick like him. But I want you to have everything you're supposed to have. But I don't want you to have it in comparison. So when folk come to you demonically and say, you heard so-and-so got a new car. It's all right. That's a demon. Why is that a demon? Because it's pulling at envy. It's inviting strife. It's inviting jealousy. And you're biting the pill. Because you know how they came. They didn't come celebratory. They came, did you see? Them the people that are holding you back in a state called pitiful. You cut them loose, you'll grow. I'm telling you, and I'm not an advocate of just cutting folk loose. But there's some proven, yeah, that's nice. There's some proven people with proven ways. And they get nice, but they don't change. They smile at you, but they still slither. And because they smile, you put them around your neck and call them a pet. Beware. Not only do you entertain angels unaware, you have no idea there's a snake wrapped around your waist, wrapped around your neck, wrapped around your hand. But God will expose again. When you cut people off like that, don't make a scene. You just become less available. They don't hear me. Because you think you got to go on social media, and they're sharper at social media than you. And you'll find yourself getting into a fight that you can't handle. No. You ain't got to confront it. You don't go up to a snake. You a snake. And I ain't have it. You all attitude getting all up in that snake face. No, you just back away from a snake. Oh, you don't say nothing. So you get out of strike range and you go on your way. You tell other people, there's a snake over there. I'm not going over there. I don't know where we get this thing where we got to just tell everything on everybody and expose everybody at every. No, that ain't your job. Just back off. Back off. And be all right. Every head is bowed. I'm praying. Today is a critical key that you've given us, Lord. It's all in obedience. I'm sorry it's so simple. But if we would do what you're telling us to do, we can have what you've promised us. But if we do what everybody else is doing, trying to get what you promised us, we'll be frustrated that you seem to love them more than us, when in reality, they're obeying you and we're not. Forgive us for God not wanting to obey you in the remedial things, in the challenging things, in the irritating things. Forgive us for not wanting to obey you in the things we don't want to explain to other people. Forgive us, Lord, for hiding our disobedience for the sake of maintaining social connection. We understand that our next dimension is called obedience. And if we be willing and obedient, according to Isaiah 119, we should eat the good of the land. God, show us where we're falling and failing. Show us where we're missing you. And our commitment, God, is we will obey you. The simplest obedience can yield the greatest of breakthrough. The simplest obedience can yield the greatest breakthrough. And we thank you. Is there one here today that says, I don't know the Lord in the pardoning of my sin? I want to give my life to Christ today. If there's one that says, I want to be saved, come from wherever you are. Meet me at this Yes Lord altar. This is a place where you can meet God.